Heavenly Father, fill me with the knowledge of your will through spiritual wisdom and understanding. Show me how I may live a life that is pleasing to you in every way, bearing fruit in all good works and growing deeper in intimacy with you. Grant me insight into specific actions I can take and attitudes I can change so that my life may honor you more fully. Colossians 1 verses 9 to 10. These beautiful verses speak powerfully to the human quest for wisdom and purpose. Paul's prayer for the Colossians contains profound spiritual truths. First, he prays that they would be filled with the knowledge of God's will through all wisdom and spiritual understanding. True knowledge, for Paul, comes not from human cleverness but from divine revelation through the enlightening Spirit. It is God's will, God's wisdom that he desires for these believers. This spiritual wisdom has a practical purpose that you may live a life worthy of the Lord. True knowledge is meant to transform our lives, enabling us to please God in every way. Not an abstract intellectual pursuit, but a practical knowledge that bears fruit in every good work. Paul also prays that the Colossians would grow in the knowledge of God. For Paul, spiritual wisdom is not a static attainment, but a journey of ever-deepening relationship with God. The more we know God, the more we see how little we truly know. But that does not diminish our joy or eagerness to press onward. All of this springs from a conviction that only God can truly satisfy the deep longing for wisdom and purpose within the human heart. Only in knowing God's will and walking in His ways can we find lasting meaning and fulfillment in life. All other goals are but shadows of this one great love toward which we were made. To this end, Paul prays fervently that the Spirit would enlighten these believers, opening their eyes to God's wisdom and imbuing their lives with His fruit. For the goal of all knowledge is love in action, a life that glorifies its source and reflects His beauty to the world. Paul's passionate prayer for the Colossians, and for us, is that the Spirit would enliven our minds with heavenly wisdom, opening eyes dulled by earthly desires to see things as God sees them. For when the Spirit illumines from within, a simple life lived in obedience to truth becomes its own form of knowledge, increasingly beautiful and joyous the more fully it reflects the divine. These verses distill the essence of spiritual wisdom, a wisdom that begins with listening to the Spirit and allowing God to transform and guide our lives from within. May the Colossian Church, and we today, receive grace to walk in this way, bearing fruit in every good work and growing ever deeper in the knowledge of God. Dear friends, thank you for being with us and listening to our podcast. Don't forget to subscribe.